This is course, it's Nursing 337. It's the first time this course has been taught. I should back up. I'm Charlotte Connerton. I'm presenting today on population and professional nursing practice, Nursing 337. This will be the first time this course is taught. This is for RN to BSN students, so it's all online. We have like a shell to work within, which I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. But when the students log in, they'll come directly to this page. This is going to be my home page for the students. It'll show the banner, what the course number is, and it'll have announcements up here as I add them each week. Then with instructor information, what I put in here is my picture. And then this is something I haven't done before, is have like Zoom office hours. So I've actually put in a Zoom link, and if any of the students log on to the Zoom here and click on this link, it'll shoot me an email to my cell phone, and I can go in and have a Zoom conference with the students versus, being at the desk and doing a phone conference or doing an email conference. So we can Zoom. We have the same Start Here page that throughout the AP curriculum with our RN to BSN students, and it just talks about, checklist and then how we do our course introduction. That tells them how to navigate. I have like the objectives here. They can click on this link here. It'll take them and open up here into a window, and so they can see the objectives that way. This here is like the course mapping table, which goes with the course objectives versus the weekly objectives. And then also here, I have like the assignments here, whether it's a formative assessment, whether it's a summative assessment, what the name of the assignment is, and then how it meets the weekly objectives, and it's threaded through. And then I also did a mapping to talk about what the weekly objectives are and how I was going to meet those weekly objectives through instructional format, whether it's lecture, reading, or if they're doing research out there online, or if they're creating something or developing something with an assignment. But they could click, like I said, either on the icon or they could click under the link under. And then like when we come into week 1, that's just to get started. And so I have a welcome here, tell them what's going on each week. But we'll have a weekly introduction. Then we'll have the weekly objectives. This is what we're trying to achieve that week. These are our weekly activities that they're going to do. It's in a table here. It tells them what the activity is, what tasks they have to do, what the activity is, when the due dates are. As a faculty, we decided our due dates would be like if there was a discussion board, the initial post would be on Wednesday, and then the cross post would be on Sunday, and the majority of the assignments are on Sunday. And then in that last column there, it'll have what the weekly objectives are they're trying to meet. And then within each week, I have like, okay, that'll work too. But within each week, I have an embedded voice thread. They can check here to go in there, and it'll play the voice thread. I put in here the aspect to where they can open this in a new tab so they can download. And what that is it's a transcript of what the PowerPoints say. Most of the courses have every week. There's like maybe 2 or 3 in the course that doesn't have that, but it's everything that's said in the PowerPoint on the transcript that's loaded underneath there. Then if they have a voice thread or a discussion, it's listed here what voice thread they should watch. This is an assignment where they're going to introduce themselves through voice thread. I'm sending them out to voice thread to read and then submit their assignment, and it'll come directly into Blackboard to where I can grade for Blackboard. Their assignment is tied together. And then discussion, they just click on the discussion here. It'll take us to the group. At the beginning of the semester, they'll be assigned to groups, and then just click on like what group it is, and the rubric is on the page before to where they can just go directly into discussion, and they can download those from the calculator there if I don't want. And with the discussion, there's rubrics and tells them what it is. If they click on this link, they can actually print these out. And what it'll do, it will provide them with the directions on what they're supposed to do for the assignment or the discussion. And it has course objectives, weekly objectives, when it's due, what counted as initial post, and then once you counted as a cross post. And then within a lot of these, I've given like examples that would be included. This one doesn't have an example, but the expectations, they need 2 scholarly references for their cross post. They add new information. This rubric here is how the discussion board is awarded points. And I do have the rubrics embedded into Blackboard, so that when I'm grading, I can just click on it'll have the box, and I can just click and enter the grades. And then each week, there'll be a summary, just going over just short summary, 2 sentences, what was covered this week. And also in this, like next week, we're going to cover this topic, or next week, you need to start preparing for this assignment.
I think you gotta scroll all the way up.
Scroll all the way up. Scroll all the way up. Now, my nightmare for this, Jerry's in here, I shouldn't say this out loud, but
yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Is that a lot of times when you start Blackboard, you're starting from a blank canvas. With this shell, it was established. So to me, it was a faculty nightmare to set this course up, students. And I had to overcome anxiety to even get into this. Don't laugh, I'm serious. I had to come over anxiety to get in here to start adding documents, because you can't just, build your own document, build your own assessments. You've got to work with it in here. So if I want to edit something in here, like if I want to edit my weekly introduction or something like that, if I do an edit button here, well, that one's not one that I should show you to do an edit. Let's go back to like but in order to edit, because all of this is in this box, and to me this is not faculty friendly, and I'm just going to be honest with you, and that's my perspective. But if I want to edit anything, I've got to keep scrolling down to where I can get.
I do hate that little box thing.
And to me, this is.
You can actually click if you go up, there's a button. If you click it, it will give you pop-up window with full size.
Well, that would be nice to know.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Where's that at?
oh,
We're like,
go up.
where is it?
and then there's
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's a novel idea.
But
Okay.
still, I can't click
Oh.
on here to.
Kind of will give you more
It
space.
would give me more space.
Yeah.
Manipulate it.
But to me, from a faculty perspective, when we're trying to be effective with our time things, to me, that's a faculty nightmare. And like I said, I had a lot of anxiety. When I was working with Laura, she said, Charlotte, have you entered anything in the Blackboard? I said, no, I'm not entering anything in Blackboard until I'm completely done designing, doing everything I want to, assignments, recording my lectures and everything else, because I have to get over the overload that I have to look at all these icons to put my information in. But once, I got everything done and started loading it, it wasn't that hard. I had a lot of help from Laura. Thank you. I would have died if I didn't have Laura with this. And Laura helped, upload some.
So let me ask. Okay, I think I'm just finally capturing what you're saying. So everything on that page is really being thread from that welcome one thing.
That is absolutely, well, the welcome one.
There's a break.
Like here's a break here.
Okay.
So the lecture materials. So like
It's that first part.
I
The welcome
see,
there
I
is
see,
a
yes.
section, and then you have the lecture section,
Yeah,
and then, you know,
Okay.
like your voice thread.
It's
your
that
new
first
discussion.
section, and we had
Yeah.
asked it to be broken up, but haven't gotten.
okay, I see,
And like I said,
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Okay,
And part of the idea was that then it does consistent around the class. Somebody doesn't decide to move things around and
Yeah.
put things. That, yeah, it is,
I see,
when you first start working with it,
It is very simple.
yeah, I
once you get used to
I
it.
can
Getting
see that.
training or anything saying
Initially-
this is how you feel.
well, because it's just not how we usually
No.
have ever done.
No,
So,
no.
You also need to attach document to pictures, which is kind of not very user friendly. And then there's so many icons that were not even ADA compliant.
Yeah.
So we had to go there and add alt text and all that.
So like that click to open icon, that is something that's from AP.
Yeah, that's a picture.
Yes.
Part of our show.
This is actually, I can click on this and this will pull my course syllabus up.
Okay.
And we clean this a lot.
It is fancy, it's very fancy.
It is very fancy, but like I said, it's very work intensive for the faculty to set up. But once it's set up, it's fabulous. But to get to that point,
Yeah.
it's, you know, from the user's perspective, I mean, it's more user friendly for the students, but for faculty, it's prohibited. One thing that I had not done before is like did a table of content within my course syllabus. So just click on assignments here. This is supposed to take us to our assignment portion here.
Maybe control will get up this year.
I think you double click on it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to do something else.
Click on the table and highlight it, then try to control
There you
it
go.
again.
Maybe it's not.
So supposed to be. But anyway, the table of contents will get worked out before it comes live. And so it would take us into our table of contents. And so they could click anywhere on that table of contents and take to the course syllabus and give them what they need in that syllabus. I'm trying to think.
2 minutes.
Okay.